Welcome back to Iced Coffee Yoga, my virtual yoga classes. I hope everyone's doing well. We're going to start out today's class on the ground in a nice seated position. Any position that's comfortable for you, just as long as you can sit up nice and tall, drop the shoulders down, lengthen up through the back of the head. Let the eyes close and just take a few nice, deep breaths. As we start to take these breaths, just allow yourself to feel a little grounded into the mat. Allow the shoulders to get heavy. Notice how the mat feels beneath you. Begin to notice the rustle of clothing and the rise and fall of the chest with each breath. Starting the class as I usually do with just a gentle little warm-up, getting the body moving. We're going to start by bringing the shoulders up to the ears and exhale, let them go. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. And exhale, relax. Beginning with some shoulder rolls, whichever direction feels good. Take your time here with the shoulder rolls. Really make wide movements. We're bringing the shoulders close together in the front and then tight together behind us, squeezing those shoulder blades. Switching direction of your rolls. And gently moving up to some neck circles, drawing circles with the forehead. If you're lucky, you'll feel some cracks, some releases here, letting go of tension. And switch your direction. Rising up through center. Big inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, let it down. With your next inhale, bring both arms up overhead. Really reach them up towards the sky or the ceiling. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Send energy up and out through the palms of the hands. With your next exhale, drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Take another big inhale. And exhale, bring the elbows back. Bring those shoulder blades together behind us. We're really pressing that chest forward for a big cactus arm stretch. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Inhale, lift. This time hold here. Left hand's gonna come down to the ground. Right hand stretching overhead. Really reach with the fingertips. Again, sending energy through the palms, through the fingers. Open up this right side. Press that right hip back down. Really feel a stretch on the right side. Holding here for a big inhale, and then with your exhale, rotate that shoulder back. Turn the chest a little up towards the sky. Turn the gaze up. Big, big opening here. And then exhale, rising up. Right arm comes across the chest. Use that left hand to hug that arm in, and then add a little wrist circle with that right hand. Switch direction of your circle. And from here, we're gonna release this right hand down to the left knee. Left hand comes around behind us. We're turning our gaze over that left shoulder. And pausing here just to check, we're not keeping any weight in that left hand. It's just to help us get a little balance, get a little deeper in that twist. Our eye gaze should be turning back. Take a big inhale, and with your exhale, maybe we sink a little deeper. And then with your exhale, unwind all the way back down to center. Take a little roll in the shoulders, relax it out. Take a big inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, lift it up. Right hand comes down to the left side of the head. Left hand comes down by your side, but relax. We're gonna tilt this head to the right, really stretch out that left side of the neck. If it feels good to walk those left fingertips a little further away from us, give us some length in that left arm and shoulder. Begin to sweep both arms back up. This time interlace those fingers, turn the palms up towards the sky. Big stretch, maybe arch that back, press the chest forward. Exhale, tuck the chin in, bring the hands to the back of the head. Now, we're not putting any weight in the hands, we're just letting gravity add weight to the back of the head. We're still sitting up nice and tall with our posture, but our chin is tucked tight into the chest. Here for a couple breaths. Inhale, raise those arms back up. Keep those fingers interlaced. Turn the palms back up for another big stretch. And then release those hands. Right hand comes down to the side. Left hand stretches overhead. Send it through the fingers and the palms. Open that left rib cage. Press that left hip back down. Stretch and open. Big inhale. And if it feels good, rotate that shoulder back. Turn that chest up. Open up towards the sky. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Rising up, left arm comes across the chest. Hug it in with the right hand. Left hand comes into a little wrist circle. And switch your direction. Releasing that left hand down to the right knee. Right hand comes back again, keeping weight out of that right hand, just using it as an assist. Turn your gaze over that right shoulder for a big twist. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale a little deeper into that twist. Come back into center. Shake out the shoulders. And inhale, arms up. Left hand comes down to the right side of the head. Right hand relaxes down by our side. Tilt the head to the left to stretch out that right side of the neck. And then if it feels good, we walk those right fingertips away from us just to lengthen that space a little more in the shoulder. Gently release. Beautiful job. Take those arms up. Right hand comes down in between those shoulder blades. Left hand goes to that right elbow. So we have some alternatives here, some modifications. If this feels good, stay right here. Don't listen to anything else that I say. If this feels a little tough, like you're pushing, feeling strained, just open up those arms some, release that left hand towards the right wrist, give yourself some space. Take a few breaths here, see if that feels better. And if this feels like you're not being challenged enough, not enough of a stretch, if you have hypermobility and you need something a little bit deeper, we can take the left hand around behind us and reach for those fingertips. Wherever we are, just take a few breaths, allow those shoulders to sink heavy. Allow the shoulder blades to squeeze together. Keep that posture high. Keep that chin untucked. And with an exhale, gently release both arms up. And exhale, cactus arms, reset. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, other side. Left hand comes down between the shoulder blades, right hand to the elbow. This is a good opportunity to remind ourselves that each side is totally different and can ask for totally different things. Maybe we're here on this side. Maybe we're opening up on this side. Maybe we're going a little deeper on this side. But just listen, pay attention. It doesn't have to be the same for each side. Just listen to what modification is speaking to you. And with an exhale, gently release. Moving into some leg stretches, we're going to take our left leg, take it out at an angle, tuck the right foot in nice and tight. Big inhale, both arms reach up. Left hand reaches over to the toes, right hand reaches overhead. We're gonna keep our head and our chest facing out away from us, not down towards the ground or up towards the sky, but just reaching with the right arm. Open up that right side. Big stretch, big inhale. Exhale, let that right arm come down as we twist towards the left toes, sink deeper into our stretch. Our hands are reaching towards the feet, but they don't have to be at the feet. That's the direction you're headed in. They can be relaxed down by the sides of the leg. Just taking a few breaths. From here, we're going to begin to walk those hands towards the front of us, turning our fold over the right ankle, taking a few breaths. We're having a birthday drive-by in my neighborhood right now, if you hear any honking in the background. With an inhale, begin to round the spine as we rise back up. Take both legs straight out in front of us. Press through the heels, pull back on the toes, inch the body back some to lengthen out the legs. Take a big inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, hinge it forward, reach towards those toes. As soon as the body wants to curl, as soon as the spine wants to curve or the chin wants to tuck in, relax the arms down and just take a few breaths here. Keep that chest open. Keep the shoulders relaxed. After a few moments with a lengthened spine, if it feels comfortable for you to begin to curl the spine, bring the forehead down towards the legs, feel free to do so. With an inhale, begin to round the spine, rising up. Right knee comes in towards the chest. Keeping this right knee in towards the chest, we can keep the foot on the inside of the left thigh, or we can cross it over to the outside of the left thigh. Whatever is the preference for your body and whatever is more accessible for you. Either way, we take our left hand, wrap it around the right leg, or take the elbow to the outside. Again, whichever is more accessible and more comfortable for you. Right hand comes around behind us as we turn our gaze back. Again, same as before, our weight isn't sinking into this right hand. It's just using it as a tool to deepen our twist. We're turning our gaze over that right shoulder here for 3, 2, big inhale, exhale. Maybe we sink a little deeper here for, again, 3, 2, and gently unwind. From here, we're going to take this left foot, keep it where it is, but keep the right foot where it is. Let the right knee come down towards the side. Tuck that right foot in. We have some options for this pose as well. We can keep this right foot down on the ground on the inside of the left thigh, or we can lift it up and place it on top of the left thigh. Whatever feels better. Take a big inhale, lengthen up through the spine, arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, hinge it forward, reach towards those toes once more. Again, relax the arms down, but keep that chest open. Keep the chin lifted here for 3, 2, and 1. Wind it up. Switching to our other side. Right foot goes out at an angle, left foot tucks in. Big inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Right hand reaches for those toes, left hand reaches overhead. Big stretch here. Again, remember, eye gaze straight forward, not up or down. Left arm is reaching overhead, really opening up that left side. Press that left hip down. Find a big opening here. Big inhale and exhale. Left hand comes down as we twist towards the leg. Reach towards those toes, but again, you don't have to be reaching the toes. You can be just relaxed down here on the ground. We just want to feel that stretch. Here for a couple breaths. Kombucha break. And then if it feels good, and whenever you're ready, begin to walk those hands forward, folding over that left ankle, resting down onto the mat or the ground, and just taking a few breaths, keeping that length in the spine, keeping the shoulders soft. And begin to wind that spine back up. Right leg goes out long in front, left leg goes out long in front. Both legs nice and straight, strong through the heels. Pull those toes back, lengthen out those legs, arms reach up. Drop the shoulders down and hinge it forward, reaching towards those toes. Again, relax those arms down when the body wants to curve. Really lengthen through the spine, shoulders back, chin lifted. Should feel like a really deep, intense forward fold. Take a few breaths here, and whenever you feel ready, if you feel ready, you can allow yourself to begin to curl that spine, drop the forehead down towards the legs, and take a few deep breaths. Inhale, begin to curl that spine back up. Left knee comes in this time. Keep it right here, right into the chest. Left foot on the inside or cross it over to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand can wrap around or go to the outside. Left hand comes back, keeping our weight out of the left hand, just using it to assist the twist. Gazing over that left shoulder. Take a few breaths. And when you're ready, big inhale. Exhale, little deeper. slowly begin to unwind back to center. Left foot comes down, left knee comes down towards the ground, left foot comes down to the inside of the right thigh or to the top of the right thigh. Big inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinge it forward, drop the arms down. When the body stops you, take a few breaths. With an inhale, rising up. We're going to take both legs out this time. Out to a wide V-sit. Take a moment to find that posture. Make sure that we're sitting up nice and tall. We're not curling the spine or hinging forward. We're sitting up nice and tall. Flex through those heels. Pull those toes back. Maybe adjust, lengthen out those legs. Take a big inhale, arms reach up. With an exhale, we're gonna take our right hand around in front, palm turned up towards the sky. Reach those right fingertips towards the left side as the left hand reaches overhead. Here for 3, using that core to be upright. 2, and 1. Begin to rise up, and we're switching sides. Left hand reaches over, palm up towards the sky. Right hand reaching over. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Rising up. Both arms reach up towards the ceiling or the sky. Exhale down to heart center. From here, we're taking our hands down to the ground in front of us. Make sure we're lengthened up, drop the shoulders down, and then begin to walk those hands forward out in front of you. Stop where the body stops you. Stop where you find any pain or strain, but you do want to feel uncomfortable as we take a big inhale here. Exhale, maybe we sink a little deeper. Maybe we can get those elbows down. Just taking a few breaths here. We're here for about 5 to 10 breaths on our own. Begin to rise up. We're going to bring our legs in. Bottoms of the feet touch each other. Knees come down. Thumbs find the arches of the feet. Sit up nice and tall into our seated butterfly pose. Lengthen through the top of the head. Drop the shoulders down. Let the eyes close. Add a little pressure with the thumbs wherever it feels good. It might be the arches of the feet, the toes, the ankles, or the calves. Just add a little pressure wherever it feels good, and bring all of your attention inward, in towards the mind, in towards the breath, as we just focus on our bodies for a moment. As we begin to bring attention back, we're going to turn over into our tabletop position. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, taking a moment to find our neutral spine. Our neutral spine is wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Tuck that tailbone slightly. So just tucking it under. Pull that belly button towards the spine. Shoulders slide back away from the ears. Eye gaze straight down. Take a nice breath here. With your next exhale, arch the back, chin tucks in for our cat pose. And drop the belly down, chest comes through, chin rises, cow pose. Exhale for our cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Continuing a few more rounds, moving at your own pace, stopping wherever it feels good. Just allowing yourself to enjoy the stretch for a few moments. The gentle movement. And from here, we're going to return to that neutral spine. Right foot goes out behind us, tap down the toes, and then sink back into that heel. Bringing that left knee down. From here, we're going to come into some hip circles. So we're going to take our right leg out to the side and then draw those circles with that knee. We're just opening up the hips again here. You might be lucky enough to get some cracks, some release here. And then switch your direction of your circles. And switching legs, left knee comes up, drawing those circles. And switch your direction. And bringing that left knee down. Our left arm is going to extend out to the front of the mat. Right hand threads through as we come down on that right shoulder. In this shoulder stretch, we are keeping our hips nice and high, 90-degree angle in the legs. Keep the hips up as high as we can. Adjust your body weight on that right shoulder to find where it feels the best for you. And then you can play around with movement on this left arm. It can reach toward the front. It can stay back here if this is better. Or we can reach around behind us towards the opposite hip. Wherever we are, we're here for 3, 2, and 1. Left hand comes back to center. Use that hand to press yourself up and away from the mat. Returning back to that neutral spine and then walking both hands to the front of the mat, letting the chest dip down between the arms. Keep those hips up nice and high. Don't let the hips slack back. Let the forehead begin to meet down towards the mat. Big puppy pose, shoulders stretch. Take a few breaths. And with an inhale, round that spine, rise up, hinge forward to a modified plank pose. Take a nice big inhale and then exhale. Lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest to our baby cobra. Pull the shoulder blades back. Pull the elbows back towards each other. Maybe the hands rise up off the mat. Lift that chin as high as we can. Big inhale. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra, big stretch, lift and open that chest, pull those shoulder blades back. Exhale down. This time, option to lift up to that baby cobra or to lift up to our full cobra. Lengthening up the arms, keeping a tiny bend in the elbows just so we're not overextending or locking. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Lift that gaze here for 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. We're going to bring that left arm forward to the front of the mat. Right hand is going to reach back for that right ankle. Hug that ankle in towards the body. Take a nice big stretch. Nice big breath. And switch sides. Release it back down. Both hands come out just past the mat's edges. We're going to use those fingertips to lift the chest up off the ground. And then tip that right shoulder down towards the mat. Gazing up over that left shoulder or that left elbow here for 3, 2, and 1. Lift up and switch sides. Left shoulder comes down towards the mat. Gazing up over that right shoulder or right elbow here for 3, 2, and 1. Lifting up. Exhale, release it down. We're going to take our left knee, bring it up to the side 90 degrees. So we're 90-degree angle here. Flatten the body out. So if we lift up here, just use our body to adjust and flatten back down towards the ground. Hands cross in front. Maybe we stack the forearms. We're going to rest the head down here and just take a few breaths. If you'd like to make this pose a little deeper and you have blocks at home or a book would work too, feel free to tuck a book or blocks right under this knee to lift it up a little further away from the ground, and it'll deepen that hip opener. But either way, we're just going to rest here, focus on your breath here for about 10 full seconds. Gently coming back to attention. Lengthen that left leg out behind us and switch to the other side. So we're going to be bringing our right knee up to the side 90 degrees. Take a moment to really flatten the body down towards the ground. Cross those arms in front to give your head something to rest on and let yourself sink down. Again, make those modifications if you'd like to lift the leg up some and put a block right under that knee. Feel free to do so. Otherwise, we're just resting here for about 10 seconds. Begin to bring attention back to the body. Lengthen that right leg out behind us. Hands come up by the sides. Tuck the toes under. Lift up to that modified plank pose. And then press back to our tabletop. So we still have to do our shoulder stretch on the left side. Taking our right hand, stretching it towards the front of the mat. A left hand threads through, coming down on that left shoulder. Again, take your time here. Make adjustments on that left shoulder to find where it feels best. Keep those hips up nice and high, 90-degree angle at the knee. Right hand can stretch forward, it can come back to center, it can reach around behind us. Whatever feels best for you, just take a few breaths. Let the eyes close. Let the body relax. And slowly bring that right hand back down to center. Use that hand to press up and away. Returning back to our tabletop, we're finally getting up off of the mat for just a few minutes. Tuck those toes under, spread weight through the fingertips, hips rise up and back to come into our downward dog. Take a few breaths here. Line up those heels behind the toes, but the heels do not have to meet the ground. The knees can be bent as much as they need to be. As long as you're feeling a stretch here, that's all that matters. We're lining up the head with the upper arms. Keep those fingers spread nice and wide. Take a few breaths here. Maybe walk out the heels, bend the knees, pedal, whatever feels good. We're just loosening up. With an exhale, we're going to hinge out to our plank pose. Inhale, lift up, downward dog. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, lift up, downward dog. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, lift up, downward dog, and hold. Right foot reaches up towards the sky. Point through those toes. Keep the hips square. Exhale, knee comes into the chest. And send it back up. This time, press through that heel and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into the chest, and we're lowering down this time. So we're lowering down to our pigeon pose. Pigeon pose is starting out with this right foot right under the right thigh. Left leg is out long behind us, hands down for support. And then as it feels good and as it's within your practice, you're going to inch this right ankle towards the left wrist. So the direction that you're headed in is so that the right shin is parallel with the front of the mat. But that's not where you have to be, that's just the direction that you're headed in. Once you find what works for you for pigeon pose, which can mean adding a block or a book right under the bottom, it can mean adding a little bend to this left knee if we need to. We're going to lengthen up through the spine, drop the shoulders, lift and open the chest, and then with an exhale, lower yourself down nice and slow down to the mat. So the one important thing here is we want to make sure that our full upper body can fully relax. So you want to be able to make your head meet the mat. If it doesn't quite want to meet the mat yet, you can bring the mat to you by bringing over a block or books or a pillow that you can rest the head on. You can also just stack fists or forearms like we did before to rest the head down. You just want to make sure that wherever you are, you're not using any energy to keep that upper body in check. We want to be able to relax fully into this pose. So take your time, settle down. You're going to stay here for about 10 full seconds. I'm going to note when we are about halfway through. So we are about halfway through here. And at our halfway mark, I always just point out to notice if we're still holding tension anywhere. Notice if we can relax the body some. Maybe inch that left leg a little longer back behind us. Maybe we can inch the right ankle a little closer to the left elbow now, Or maybe we need to bring it back some and give your bodies a little extra space. Notice if we can inch the elbows away from each other a little bit more, allowing the chest to sink a little deeper towards the mat. Maybe rock the head left and right, giving the forehead a little massage on the mat beneath us. Just take a moment to notice any adjustments that we can make. With an inhale, begin to slowly rise up to the palms. Left toes tuck under, and then use the palms to press yourself up away from the mat. Right foot steps back to our plank pose. Here for 3, 2, and inhale, lift up, downward dog. Take a moment to adjust. Take a breath. Left foot lifts up, point through that toe again, keeping those hips nice and square. Exhale, knee comes into the chest. Send it back up. This time press through that heel and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into the chest and sink it down. Pigeon pose, opposite side. So as a reminder from earlier, each side is totally different, so listen to that body. Again, this left leg might be right under this thigh, and that's fine. You might begin to inch it a little closer towards the right wrist. Stop where your body asks you to. Square up those hips with the mat. Make some adjustments. Lift and open the chest, drop the shoulders, lift that chin, big inhale. And exhale, slowly make your way down. Same thing as before. So take your time to notice those changes that we need to make. Maybe we inch that right foot back. Maybe we need to move around this left foot. And we're going to sink down and allow the body to relax down to the mat. So bring over that block, that pillow, that book, whatever we need to allow the forehead to meet the mat, so that we're not using any energy that we don't need to use. About halfway through now, so make those notice those changes that our body's allowing us to make now that we've been in the pose for a little bit. Notice if we can make this left foot go a little closer towards the elbow, or notice if we need to give our bodies a little bit more space. Maybe the elbows can spread out a little further, the chest can grow a little deeper. You can allow your body to release any tension for the next few moments. And we're coming back to center, hands find the mat. Tuck those right toes under, use those hands to press up and away. Press back to that plank pose here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips rise. Walk the feet out towards the edges of the mats. Take a big inhale. With your exhale, knees come down to the edges. Bring the big toes to touch, hips go back, child's pose, rest that head down. Send those fingertips towards the front of the mat. Really take just a few deep breaths here in this child's pose. You're gonna stay here for about 10 full breaths. Allow the belly to fill the space between the legs. Allow the fingertips and the palms to soften into the mat. Release tension that you might be holding in your shoulders. Allow the shoulder blades to spread and open. Again, maybe rocking the forehead back and forth on the mat, giving the forehead a little rub. And just taking a few moments for yourself, for your breath, before we finish up today's class. If it feels good to begin to walk the hands towards the left side of the mat, stretching out the right side of the body, feel free to do so. And then walking the hands to the right side, stretching out the left side. And coming back to center. Begin to round that spine as we rise up to a seat. Bring the legs out in front. Bring a bend to the knees. We're going to let our hands come behind us as we let the knees go left or right. A little windshield wiper action here. Just releasing that lower back. Coming up through center, we're going to allow ourselves to come down to our backs. Bring the knees into the chest. Draw some circles with those knees. We're releasing that lower back to ground it into the mat. Giving the lower back a little massage at the same time. Switch direction of your circles. And hugging the knees into the chest. Bring the forehead up to meet the knees for 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Now send the feet up towards the sky. Send it up through the heels. Pull the toes down towards you. Really stretching out the backs of the legs. Hands can come to the backs of the thighs. We're going to flex those toes down towards our faces and then point the toes up. And flex it down and point it up. And flex it down and point it up. Another cracky flow here. Flex it down and point it up. Flex it down, point it up, and then relax the feet. Send the arms up towards the toes as well. Coming into our little dead bug pose here. We're letting that blood flow reverse. Getting all the benefits of legs up the wall. Allow those eyes to close for these last few stretches that we're moving through. From here, we're going to add a bend to those knees. Bring the knees down by our sides. Hands come to the outer edges of the feet for our happy baby. Legs are at about a 90-degree angle. Heels are pressing up towards the sky or the ceiling. We're opening up those hips. We can stay still in our happy baby. We can rock side to side. We can lengthen out one leg or both legs. Whatever feels good here, we're just letting those hips open, letting that stretch take over. Here for about 5 breaths. slowly bringing those knees into the chest. Stack the knees over the hips, and then let those knees come down onto the left side. Keep the right shoulder grounded. Right arm extends out by our side, palm up, turn the gaze to those right fingertips. We're here for about 5 to 6 full breaths on our own. Taking any modifications or adjustments our body asks us to. We can take it a little deeper by tucking the right leg under the left leg. We can ease it back some by bringing this right knee up. Whatever our body's asking us to do. Coming back to center, we're going to move right into our supine butterfly. Allow the knees to come out by the sides, bottoms of the feet together. Hands by our sides or resting on the thighs, taking a few breaths here. Bringing those knees together, taking the feet out to the edges of the mat, letting the knees meet together in the center. Untuck that tailbone to ground back through that lower back. Rest for a breath. And then bring those knees back up over the hips, point through those toes, knees down onto the right side this time. Keep that left shoulder grounded. Left arm extends out, palm up, turn our gaze to the left fingertips here for, again, 5 to 6 full breaths on your own. Allowing the body to sink deep into this twist. Make any adjustments your body's asking for. Again, we have those options, tucking the left leg under the right to make it a little deeper. Maybe bringing this left leg back some to open up the body and ease back a little. Whatever we need to do. You're going to come back up through center. Take a moment and then begin to settle into your personal Savasana pose. So we have a lot of options here. We can come back into that butterfly pose. We can come back to the knees together in the center, or the legs out long, arms by our sides, palms up for our traditional Savasana pose. Wherever we are, start out our Savasana by taking those adjustments. So tuck the tailbone under, lengthen out the spine. Send the shoulders down away from the ears. Maybe lengthen out the legs. Tuck the shoulder blades under the spine. And take a few breaths as we settle in. You're going to stay in your Savasana pose for as long as you like. I'm going to begin to sit up and guide you through a gentle body relaxation. Whenever you're ready, just begin with the toes, maybe curling up the toes nice and tight, and then gently relax. Notice the arches of the feet and the ankles. Notice if we can release some tension and allow the feet to fall away from each other. Notice the kneecaps, maybe give them a squeeze and release. Notice any tension being held in the hips. Maybe we give the glutes and the core a squeeze, and as we soften, imagine the hips opening up, spreading and relaxing, melting into the mat beneath us. Begin to notice if we carry any weight. Carry that extra tension. A lot of times we carry a ton of extra tension in our hips, and we just need to focus on letting that go, allowing space to form. We carry a lot of tension in our hips, and we just need to take a few deep breaths and allow our bodies to relax. Bring attention back to just the breath for a moment. As we bring in a deep inhale, lift that belly button as far away from us as we can, lifting it towards the ceiling or the sky. And then with your exhale, allow that belly button to drop down to the spine, sink deep as we let go. Repeat this breath a couple more times at your own pace. Big inhale, send that belly button up and away. Long exhale, drop that belly button down to the spine. Begin to move your attention up towards your chest as you take those breaths. Notice the expansion of the rib cage. And as we exhale, notice it falling in towards ourselves. Take a moment to soften the fingertips, curl up the palms of the hands, and as we gently release, make sure the palms are turned up towards the sky. Allow the elbows to grow heavy in the mat beneath us. Notice if we can add an inch or two between the shoulders and the tops and the ears. Notice if we can add an inch or two between the shoulders and the ears. Lengthen the arms a little longer, reach those fingertips towards the bottom of the mat. Relax the jawbone. Allow the lips to part and the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. Allow the cheekbones to relax and the eyelids to soften. Bring your attention to the center of the forehead as we begin to focus on an intention that we can carry with us for the rest of the day, maybe the rest of the week. Something positive that we can keep reminding ourselves, giving ourselves hope, giving ourselves peace. And maybe it's something that we can send out into the world as well. Feel free to stay in your Savasana pose for as long as you'd like. As we finish out today's class, if you'd like to return with me, begin to add a little wiggle to the fingers and the toes. Add a slight bend to the knees, plant the feet back on the ground. Maybe rock the head from ear to ear, giving the back of the head a little massage with the mat. And in whatever way is most accessible to you, gently press yourself up to a seated position, eyes closed, hands at heart center. With an inhale, bring your shoulders up to the ears. And release. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, relax. Inhale, rise. Exhale, let go. The energy in me honors the energy in you. Namaste.